Road monkey like Fritos. Road monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Road monkey, very simple man with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Road monkey like you. Road monkey like you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Media Raptor, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Raptor Reaction and Review. So tonight, you guys, well, we're gonna go back to form. Because to be honest, it's kind of been a rough patch for me. Don't know what I mean? Let me list off the past, maybe 5 to 7 reaction and reviews I did. Let's see, there was Thomas and Friends, Misty Island Rescue. There was Thomas and Friends, Dinos and Discoveries. Transformers the Movie. Mockingjay Part 2. My Little Pony Equestria Girls Friendship Games. And The Purge Election Year. You want to know how many of those movies were good? And like genuinely good? 1. And that movie was Transformers the Movie. And that movie was genuinely good. So you know what, you guys, with all these really bad movies I've been forced to sit through, I kind of felt like, you know what, I deserve something better. And you know what, I think I found something good, because we're going to return to one of the best animated movie series out there. Because all the movies I've seen from this series, 100% awesomeness. I'm talking, of course, about the 2016 animated film, or is it 2017, or where did I put the case? Shoot, hang on. Oh, it is 2017. Okay, my bad. Hang on. The 2017 animated movie, Justice League Dark. I wish I could tell you anything about this movie. I'll tell you what I know. It stars Batman, because he's on the cover. It also stars John Constantine, who I know, Zatanna, or Zatanna, I have no idea how you pronounce that name, or maybe it's Zatina, I don't know, who I know, Deadman, who I kind of know, Swamp Thing, who I do know from the Injustice comics, and Ichligan the Demon. No clue who that last guy is. But I know Constantine, Deadman, Swamp Thing, and Zatanna through Injustice. Zatanna was playable as a DLC character in the first Injustice game or in the Ultimate Edition, depending which version you bought. And Constantine and Swamp Thing both showed up during, was it Year 3? Because Year 4 is when the gods showed up and they had to fight them on Themyscira. And I think Garrett, I'm just going to call him Garrett. Etrigan. I'm going to call him Ethan. And Ethan the Demon guy, I don't know who he is in the slightest. And also this guy called Batman, I don't know who he is, but he sounds cool. So, will this movie be any good? Well, I'm going to run off all the films I've seen from this series so far. Dark Knight Returns, Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, Dawn of Atlantis, Son of Batman, Batman vs. Robin, Batman Bad Blood. Shoot, I'm missing a few. No, I don't think I am. Okay, so I've seen those 6. Those are the 6 I remember, and I'm pretty sure I've seen another one. Oh, Dark Knight Returns. Did I say that one already? Whatever, Dark Knight Returns. I'm saying it twice because it was that awesome. And technically that was 2 movies. So, hey, get mad if you want, but I'm counting it as 2 movies. And all those movies I could highly recommend. Now, what I do know about this one is it's supposed to be rated R, but for some reason, of course, because we're in Canada, it's rated 14A. Same with the one that came before this, The Killing Joke, which I have not seen because I've kind of been holding off on it. Hang on. Which admittedly I've kind of been holding off on seeing for one reason. I loved The Killing Joke story. I think it is truly one of the best Batman stories out there, up there with Flashpoint Paradox and, well, of course, shoot, what was I just thinking of? Oh yeah, Dark Knight Returns. It's an amazing story. And from what I've heard, it's practically nothing like it for the first half. So don't expect an R&R on it. If you want to see an R&R on it, go watch Ember Prevost's R&R. One of my rules is pretty much if he's reviewed it, I can't because I've seen his review on it because I love his reviews. And yeah, before I dive in, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you'll stay up to date on all the new awesome content from me, the Meteor Raptor, coming straight to you, the Dino Dudes. In fact, I actually want to thank one guy who commented, Dino Dudes, dude, we're mammals. So my question was, what should I call you then, the mofo mammals? And he said I should call you the godly mammals. So, you're the Dino Dudes or the godly mammals? Take your pick. And comment down below what you think. Hashtag Dino Dudes or hashtag godly mammals. But you guys, I'm pretty excited about this because it's a DC animated movie. They've been great so far. And there's 2 more coming out this year, so might as well kick things off, and really, I'm just stalling at this point, so what do you say we kick back, relax, and find out if Justice League Dark is any good? Okay, so this movie's like 5 minutes in or something, not even that. We've already racked up a body count of at least 30. Not bad. Hang on, is she about to throw a bait?
Let me help you.
It's not like that. It can reverse the devil. It's the devil.
You're tired. Give me the baby.
Okay, so, everyone's hallucinating that there's demons everywhere and this woman wants to throw a baby off a roof. So, the introduction to John Constantine. He's literally just sitting here playing poker with demons.
It's coming. Presto chango. Woman in a box. In a box.
That's actually hilarious on a lot of cool... That's hilarious and cool at the same time. Like, just John Constantine casually sitting at a table with 3 demons who look like they would be in Doom, playing poker. I just remembered something. Ethan the Demon, or Etrigan. This dude, like the guy on the cover who I didn't recognize, he was in Flashpoint Paradox. That's where I thought he was familiar in some sort, but yeah, that's where he was from. So just thought I'd mention that real quick. So, sorry I haven't a whole lot of things to say, you guys, so far, but I've really been sucked into this story. They've taken characters who I genuinely have never heard really that much of before, and I think they're awesome. And now Grim Reapers, essentially, are trying to get at this guy, and there's Batman now. Okay, this is something I was not expecting to see. They literally just created a demon out of human feces in a hospital with voodoo.
This is it.
What? Okay, so we just saw how Jason Blood and Etrigan got sort of fused together. That was actually pretty cool. That isn't really what I was expecting they would do. It was, well, I'll probably talk about it later. I don't really want to spoil it, but it's cool. I'll give them that. Like, that was such a interesting idea as for when they could have done his origin story.
Somehow involved with these crimes.
Okay, so I asked for a Swamp Thing, and I got him. And he's pretty cool looking. Well, we haven't really seen him fully yet, but he's huge. Way bigger than I thought he was. And I like him already. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I will never make a deal with a demon. Seriously, yeah, you really should have seen that coming. I'm sorry, but every time any character ever makes a deal with the devil, they get real hard. Alright, I'm sorry, but I'm surprised that guy didn't see it coming. Oh well. Hopefully Swamp Thing will do something now, because he's only been in the movie for 40 seconds. Still, I'm interested to see where this goes. Okay, it only took him an hour, but now Swamp Thing is here and he is kicking ass. Seriously, why can't we have more of this in the movie? This movie's awesome, but dude, Swamp Thing is stealing the show right now. He is literally beating a god into the ground. Oh, a nuke just went off, sort of. Wow. Swamp Thing survived a nuke. Did not think that was possible. Or at least a magic nuke. Didn't think that was at all possible. Okay, you guys, that was Justice League Dark, and that was great. Let me just stop the movie. That was actually a bit better than I was expecting it to be. Granted, I was expecting it to be at least good, because it's from the DC Universe is what this whole thing is called. And frankly, it was great. And sure, it had its flaws and stuff, but no movie's perfect. But I did really enjoy it. So let's start by talking about the writing. Before we get too far, I do want to talk about the ending real quick. And this is kind of going to be a spoiler, so you know, you can jump ahead if you want, or if you don't really mind. It's not that big a spoiler because it's kind of obvious, but I do feel like talking about it. So Etrigan, or Ethan as I like to call him, the demon, he's bound to a man named Jason Blood. We find out in a flashback, and this was really cool, that Jason Blood was a knight for Camelot 500 years ago. And a man called Destiny, who was not a child, or a crappy video game, originally was a sort of an evil wizard knight guy who was killing people, and he had this stone that allowed him to harness the powers of hell, kind of like the Crucible from Doom. And Merlin was originally bound to Ethan, and then when Jason Blood, he got stabbed in the heart, Merlin saved his life by binding the two together. And this movie ends with when they're fighting him at the very end, when they're fighting Destiny again, because he gets brought back. I'm not saying how or by who, because that was a good twist. I don't want to spoil that. Jason is torn from Etrigan, and I did comment on how it kind of happens to Swamp Thing too. However, since Jason was torn from Etrigan, he still has the wound, and he dies. And at his funeral, though, Etrigan, his thing is he speaks in rhymes. And he says something along the lines of, even though we were bound for 500 years, him and I, something, even though we were slaves to each other, there is no man I would rather have, there was no man I would want more as a brother. Wow. That came out of nowhere, and that hit hard. Not like I'm gonna cry out loud, but I just kind of was left thinking, wow, that... Because half the time when Etrigan speaks, you know, he's doing like rhyme stuff, but it's not like deep poetic thought stuff. With this, it's like, wow, he just said that, and you can tell he actually means it. And let's talk about the actual story. The story, for the first little bit actually, you're going to be left wondering what exactly is going on, and the movie's not really going to give you a lot of answers. Normally that would be a huge problem if they don't bother to explain anything. Good news, they explain a lot of things actually, and they explain it very, very well. So much so, I dare say, that it's actually an amazing mystery on top of a great action film. We're introduced to a whole slew of essentially new characters for the DCU. And I'm talking, of course, about Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Deadman, John Constantine, and Etrigan. Because I believe this is the first animated movie they've shown up in. I could be wrong on that, though. I know they've been in the TV shows and all that. I know Swamp Thing even had his own TV show. And he had that really funny live action one that was so bad. I liked it, though. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so we essentially have to be introduced to a whole bunch of new characters. And I think one thing which they chose to do really well is not do an origin story on everyone. The only character we really get a full-blown origin story on is Etrigan. And the whole plot itself essentially is kind of revolving around the idea that essentially people have been having weird nightmares where they see other people as demons and they try to fight them and kill them. In fact, like I said at the beginning, a woman throws a baby off a building because she believes she gave birth to the devil. And in a kind of a emotional scene, it's a short scene, but it really makes you think, wow, there's more to Batman than just, I'm gonna punch you in the face. He saves the baby and then sees the woman has thrown herself to her death. And he realizes the baby's now an orphan. And he has to look at it and he just says, I'm sorry. That scene is powerful for two reasons. It's powerful because, well, this woman just died and her baby's an orphan. Like, that sucks. But it's also powerful because you can tell on Batman's face, even with the cowl on, and they don't show it. I'm glad they didn't. But you can tell he's having a flashback to when his parents were killed. You can tell, like, right away, he's like... You can tell it hits all too close for him. And all our characters are given very distinct personalities. I really liked what they did with Deadman. He was a pretty funny character. Deadman was really the comic relief in this. I liked John Constantine, although you kinda will go back and forth between liking him and not liking him. Because he's kind of a jerk. It's kind of his whole characteristic thing for most of the movie. And he doesn't really seem to be apologetic for anything he does. But in the end, you know what, I don't want to spoil it. And then we meet Zatanna, who's just nice all around. Then we have Etrigan, who is an interesting character as he is a demon, yet he's so clearly fighting for justice, which is weird. Then again, we have Spawn, and that is an awesome character fighting for justice who happens to be a force of hell. So, maybe I'm thinking too hard onto it. And also, there was a very interesting idea. There's a very good plot twist right near the end. And I don't want to spoil it, but part of me wants to, but I'm not going to because this movie came out in 2017, and I don't really want to spoil the plot twist because it is really, really good. Where there's sort of the villain, and then there's the villain reveal. The villain veal, I guess, or the real veal. You know what I mean. Where, you guys get what I'm saying. And there's a really good twist right near the end that you see coming moments before they announce it, and they show it, and you're like, oh, I get where this is going. Something else I want to talk about. This is actually something I have to give mass credit to. Yeah, if you're wondering what the green thing is, why I haven't been showing the case, I borrowed it from the library, so I figured it would be easier. On the back here, they list off Batman, John Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, Ayrton, and the Demon, and then they just say, and even a wild card upon whom Constantine is hesitant to call. Thing is, Swamp Thing has maybe 3 minutes in this entire movie. Granted, those 3 minutes he's in this movie are awesome, and I want him to show up in more Justice League movies, these animated films, because he's a cool character. Although he might be dead at this point, I don't really know. But one thing I do like is they do not say, and Swamp Thing. Sure, they show him on the cover, but that I'm at least willing to let pass, because it's showing the whole team, pretty much. But they're not like, with Suicide Squad, like, hey, we have the Joker, and then he's got, like, 2 minutes of screen time in that movie. Like, they actually kind of went, you know what, he's not really a key character in this, so let's not say he's in the movie. Kind of, let's hint that he's in the movie, but not directly say he's going to be a main character. That is good writing. Again, one problem I do have with the movie is, well, since they don't really bother to explain how most of these characters got their powers, you're left kind of wondering, wait, what are they doing and how does this work? Then again, a lot of it seems to be demonic ritual stuff and magic, so I'm just kind of going, you know what, if Harry Potter can get away with 8 films and not explain how any of this ever works, why should I care? Then again, I kind of like this more than I did like the Harry Potter movies. That's not saying much, but still, yeah. So, yeah, there's the whole thing of, like, their powers not being explained, which can be a little bit annoying, but it's not bad enough to ruin the movie. One thing I really wish, which I really hope these DC movies start doing, is getting longer. This movie clocked in at, 76 minutes. Thing is, it really feels like some of that time could have been used either giving us more backstory or more action. But really, in overall, like, they could have kept the scenes they have and just added more. That's the problem. That's the thing with a lot of these DC movies, aside from The Dark Knight Returns, which was 2.5 hours when you watch the entire thing. You know, they're really short, so we don't get a lot of time for story and all that and character development. But I am always impressed with how they take the time they have and they cram as much as they can in there without ruining it. So yeah, writing is very strong. There are some problems with it, but then again, what movie doesn't have problems with its writing? Another reason why this movie is so strong is the acting. We have I don't know if any of these characters... Jason O'Mara, I swear I know him. I'm pretty sure he's been in other DC movies. But we pretty much just have voice actors coming in and doing their best, and it's great. All the characters are really well voiced. All the actors do a really good job. I really like Deadman, how he's got sort of a Bronx accent, and Constantine's got a English-Irish sort of accent. You know, now that I think about it, you know, it'd be fun to see, and I just thought of this, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You know, it'd be fun to see Jacksepticeye as Constantine. I don't know why, but it would be funny. Actually, it would probably ruin it, but then again, he could work as Deadpool. Don't know what I mean? Look it up, those are awesome videos. But, yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I want to give special props to the guy who plays Swamp Thing, because he is by far the coolest voice in this movie. And that's really all I have to say. Moving on, animation, I was kind of surprised. These movies are really well animated, and yet there were a few times when the animation goes, like when they're clapping, like... And yet the sound effect is like actual applause. And yet the animation doesn't seem to show it. And even with a few times when the characters' mouths are moving, it's like... It's slower than what I'm used to. Granted, it's a sort of a blink and you'll miss it thing, but I didn't happen to blink at that time, so I saw it, and I still feel the need to mention it. Although I will say the characters' designs are awesome. We see little bits of the Justice League, and pretty much it's all the same designs as what we've had in the past. You know, with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. We have Jon Stewart as Green Lantern this time. We even get to see Hawkman and Martian Manhunter. Then again, Martian was in other ones. Hawkman, I don't think he has been in any of these up until now. Maybe they're hinting at a future movie. That would be cool. Anyhow, the characters all look awesome. Swamp Thing looks the best, though, out of this whole movie, and he looks so cool. Music, we have an awesome mix of sort of like synth techno almost, mixed with heavy metal rock, and it's great. I was going to talk about it during the intro theme, but I kind of figured by the time I got my camera on, it loaded up, and I started recording, it would be over. And I was right. The intro's short, but it's great. Like, I could listen to like a 3-minute version of the intro. So, what else? Audio mixing is fine, because it's a DC animated movie. These things are put out by Warner Bros., and they put a lot of effort into it. The the picture quality for Blu-ray, it's sharp, it's sharp, it's on point. Once again, though, it's Warner Bros. Blu-ray, so of course it is. So when it gets down to it, can I recommend Justice League Dark? Oh yeah, I can totally recommend Justice League Dark. Is it my favorite DC animated movie? No, it is not, but it certainly is up there. Currently, my favorite, I would have to say, is either Dark Knight Returns or Flashpoint Paradox, and when you really get down to it, I would probably lean a bit more towards Flashpoint Paradox for one reason, and you can't fault me on this. When you want to sit down and watch Flashpoint Paradox, you can be done in an hour and a half if you take time for snack breaks and potty breaks. With The Dark Knight Returns, by the time you take snack breaks, drink breaks, and potty breaks, it makes a 2.5-hour movie the length of a Lord of the Rings movie. Actually, no, it doesn't, because a potty break and a snack break and a drink break would take you all of 5 minutes. You get my point. Dark Knight Returns almost clocks in at 2 hours and 45 minutes, okay? If you watch it start to finish, it is incredibly long. Flashpoint Paradox can be done in 45 minutes. And you know what, come to think of it, I might go watch Flash... You know what, I might just get a whole bunch of my animated movies down here, and I'm just gonna marathon them, because... Why not? You know, it sounds like fun, and now I'm in the mood for it, so I might play some Injustice or Overwatch, or maybe I'll do both. Actually, I'm pretty sure a lot of those Blu-rays I have came with DVDs, so I can do both. Multitasking for the win, baby! Anyhow, you guys, I'm gonna give Justice League Dark a solid 3.5 Raptor Claws out of 4. Go check it out. It is a solid grade A or A- release from DC's animated series. And I've seen the trailer for their next one, Teen Titans, The Judas Contract, and I'm actually going to watch the little bonus thing they have on the disc here. It'll probably just be the trailer again, but why not? I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. Next time I get a chance, when I get some cash, and, you know, I pay off my debts to the mob and the Dino Protection Agency and all that, long story, I don't want to talk about it, I will definitely buy this one on Blu-ray. And currently, I think it's only like $12 now, actually, which is a pretty good deal, because these things go for like $25, $30 when they first come out. Which is kind of why I didn't buy Killing Joke when it first came out, because I really wanted to, but I didn't want to just throw all the money away. Like, it wasn't like, you know, hang on. It wasn't like Batman Bad Blood when I had seen the previous two and I knew it was going to be good. You guys hear what I'm saying? So anyhow, you guys, I can highly recommend this movie. It was great. And I'm just going to go marathon a bunch of my other DC animated movies. And until next time, you guys, this is the Meteor Raptor saying... Did I say Meteor Raptor? Yeah, I'm a meteor now. I'm coming to destroy the world. Man, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm tired and my speech is off. Until next time, this is the Media Raptor saying keep cool and I will catch up. What's my outro for the Meteor Raptor? It's not keep cool and we'll catch you on the flip side. Oh, right. It's keep cool and I'll see all you Dino Dudes around. Later. Can't believe I forgot my own outro.